Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Omnifactory. Last episode we crafted up our third creative item, the creative mill. We also got all of the underneath all cleared up, which has been an amazing job that I'm so glad I managed to finish. We got our microminer mission set up, and I'm actually in the middle of just sending like 50 odd tier 7s. I'm just going to be sending these every now and then, just to get some more chaos shards built up. And we also upgraded our fusion setups. Looks like it's already crafting the awakened cores as we've reached the minimums for the wyvern. But yeah, we got this set up last time as well. That was another thing I'm really glad I got finished. And I noticed we were out of wetware boards as well, so to fix that, or to hopefully fix that, I put in the recipe for these UV chemical reactors. Yeah, this recipe here for the UV chemical reactors. And I've upgraded our processing arrays to use 16 UV chemical reactors for the boards. And hopefully once that fills the buffers, that will be able to satisfy our needs. So it's this one here that's making our wetware boards. I've put the 16 UV chem reactors in there. It seems to still be consuming them as fast as we're using them, so we might have to add another processing array. Hopefully though, once the buffers fill up, it'll be just fine, but yeah, we'll check back on that at the end of the episode. But the plan for today is to make the next creative item, which is going to be creative energy cell, this one here. So I put in the recipe for the energy cell, and I also encoded all of these battery buffers. This is just a bunch of components at each tier, and a bunch of 16x cable of varying material. So that's all of these, all fine, we can craft all of these. It's basically just collecting another Heart of the Universe, which I don't think will be too difficult, and then 4 ultimate power storages, which is going to require a little bit more work. So these double compressed octadic capacitors, we have those. I mean, we're passively crafting 1 layer of compressed, and then the 2 more layers we're just going to do on demand, so that's no problem at all. As for the rest of this stuff though, we're going to have to set up some infrastructure for it. And so let's start with these lithium batteries. These so small, medium, and large. We need some number of each, which means we're gonna have to make. Well, we can craft them, or we can do cannon machines. I think we'll do cannon machines because these are rapid. These are really, really quick at higher tiers. So I encoded the ZPM one. Let's order 3 of these. I hope we can actually. Oh wait, yeah, of course we're missing wetware boards. I'm going to see if I can race it. Watch this number up here in the storage monitor. I'll see if I can hit start whenever we get a batch of them through. Start. I was too slow. Okay, no, I think we are going to have to do something about this, because the buffers, I'm pretty sure, are full on the assemblers that's sniping these things. There's only 2 consumers of this, and that is this assembling machine making our wetware circuits, and also this assembly line making neural processing units. This takes both the circuits and the boards on their own. Although this buffer isn't actually full, so mistakes were made. I thought I was placing a max energy input hatch because I was going to add another processing array for the wetware boards. I don't actually know what I placed there, but either way it's gone. So yeah, I've decided just to add another processing array, just instead of trying to like min-max this, I'll just throw more machines at the problem and hope it goes away. So yeah, there we go. There's the second processing array for wetware boards, and now we should be able to make our fluid canners. So I hooked up the canners here. It wasn't actually fluid I think I said fluid canners before. It's just regular canners, and I guess we don't actually need 3, but yeah, we have 3 here. 1 for each recipe, so 1 does the small, 1 does the medium, and 1 does the large battery. We have to actually make the battery hulls as well, which has to be in a polyethylene assembler, looks like, with battery alloy plating and gold cable. I wonder if we're making battery alloy by now. I'm not actually sure that we are. We're not. Okay, so we should just fluid solidify, I think, to make this a bit easier. And then also gold cable. I don't know if we're doing that. Oh, we are. Okay. So just battery alloy, and actually I don't know if we have any more space on our fluid solidifier wall. This is a bit problematic because what do I do here? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if we should maybe try to prune a few things that we don't need anymore. Because the trouble with adding, like, expanding this wall is it's going to look a bit messed up if there's just like 1 or 2 machines sitting on the top. I think what I'll do for now is just add it here until we're finished with battery alloy plates, and then I'll maybe clean this up a bit. We also need the 3 recipes for the assembler as well. As for the lithium itself that we have to actually use to can these things, we have 191,000 from some process or other pre-tank, and it's in one of the drawers somewhere. So I'm going to use that up, and then once we run through that, we can also set up a pulverizing step for the ingots after we fluid solidify. So we basically have infinite lithium. So let's just try and order 1 of each just to make sure they work. Yep, so small, medium, large. Okay, that's that done, and I think next we'll move on to Lapatron crystals. So these take the energy cells, which is an autoclave step, and then auto crafting step. Okay, so I encoded all of the recipes for the Lapatron crystal. One thing you have to make sure you do, though, if you're going to do this, is to enable substitutions for this recipe, just because of some weird NBT data things with this. But yeah, I've tested this a couple of times and it seems to work okay. So yeah, make sure you enable NBT with that. And then I also added the recipe on this end assembly line for the max battery. That's this thing here. I think we can do everything else. I still have to add this actually, the energy orb, but we have everything here I think. So this needs a solder and alloy assembler. So I'm just about to add this, and then I also added some level emitters on this neural processing line that we were talking about earlier. So if we have less than 2,000 boards and less than 5,000 circuits, then this thing will turn itself off. Just so that we can have a buffer of boards and circuits for crafting that we need. So yeah, tin assembler. In fact, are we actually making European plates? I'm not actually sure that we are. Oh, we are, okay. Okay, so we should have everything else for this. We just need a tin assembler. I don't actually know if we still have one of those though. I think all the ones we have with tin or solder and alloy, whatever, inside is for passive processes, like these, which are dedicated to one specific thing. I guess that one isn't, but yeah, here we have the solder and alloy. Let's just make another one. We'll make it at UV, so it'll be super quick anyway. And while that's crafting, we should also put in the recipe for the 0 point module. We need 4 of these per ultimate power storage. This is going to be done in the ultimate crafting table, so we'll add this to all of our recipes. And there isn't anything else here that uses the ultimate crafting table while I'm here, is there? No, I don't think so. And actually, I don't know if I showed this, but this is for the energy crystals. So I have the autoclave step here, and then a distillery to make distilled water. So I've set the machine up with the pump to insert the fluids, and then allow input from output side, and we're going to put our pattern in here. Make sure to enable blocking mode, and then we'll try out ordering this recipe. Oh wait, there's actually 2 tiers of this. Oh, I didn't actually realize this. Okay, so there's the energy orb and the energy cluster, and this energy orb takes engraved Lapatron crystals. Oh, and this takes more Lapatrons, okay. Alright, so we need a laser engraver for this as well. Well, we can do that. I've set up the laser engraver with the pattern inside. This takes also a blue lens, which I don't think is consumed. So let's try again to order this energy cluster. We've got all the materials now, or yeah, we can craft all the materials. I just hope it all goes through with all the NBT data things, with these energy crystals and as well as the Lapatrons. But now that we actually need more Lapatron crystals than I first expected, since we need them on their own, as well as for like the energy orbs and clusters. I'm a bit concerned about the amount of lapis we actually have, as we've only got 1,000 ore, 11,000 dust, and like none of the regular lapis. So it's almost certain that we're going to have to send more microminer missions for that. Cluster seems to have crafted no problem, so I'm happy with that. Let's move on and try and get the 0 point module. So we encoded the recipe already, let's just make sure it works. And we're missing crystal processor. Oh, this must be the wrong circuit in the recipe. Let me fix that. Okay, let's try that again. We've got everything now, let's hope it all goes through okay. And these assembly line steps are really quick now that I added those extra ones. Yep, seems to have worked. That's our 0 point modules done. Lapatrons are done. Energy crystals are done. The batteries are done. So max battery left, I think. And then it's just a test of, do we have enough components to make this? So we have enough for the battery. Let's test to make sure this works alright. I think this was the assembly line recipe. Yeah, this might take it a minute. While that's crafting, let's also send a few more tier 4 microminers for the lapis, just to get ahead of that. We'll maybe send, I don't know, 30 to begin with. Okay, so the max battery finished, no problem. Although there was one process that was quite slow, which was the Energium. So I'm going to upgrade the mixer that makes that. However, if we take a look at making the ultimate power storages now, we need 4 of them per creative item. And we are 10k dust short on ruby, as well as 8,000 lapis dust short. Everything else though is okay, which is good. That's a good sign. The lapis I'm pretty sure is going to be fine. It's just that before we were doing ore processing to like double or quadruple the yield from the ore. Obviously I took down ore processing, the old ore processing that was there. So I might have to set that up somewhere else. Just for the few ores that we need, like the lapis. And then as for ruby, I think the only way to get ruby is from the exquisite mission. This one here, for tier 3s. This gives us, what, a stack per mission, which pulverizes into 8 dust per ruby. So we're getting 8 stacks per mission of tier 3. So let's send a couple of, well, more than, we're going to need more than a couple, but I'll keep sending more tier 3s, and I'll try and fix up the lapis situation as well, and then I'll come back when we're about ready to craft this. In fact, let's just double check what we need for the full item itself, the energy cell. Is there anything else other than the ruby and lapis? So far seems all good. Probably the heart of the universe as well at the bottom. Yeah, so I'll have to send another tier 9 and 10. I'm probably just going to go and farm up a bunch of resources, and I'll come back when we're ready to craft this item, hopefully. So after many more miner missions, I've gathered up enough materials, I believe, to craft the final item, the energy cell. And by the way, to resolve that lapis issue, I ended up just adding the recipe for the sodalite plates as well. So if we look at the recipe for Lapatrons, you can also make it with lazurite and sodalite. So I encoded these recipes as well, and it's just to be able to use both the lapis and these other 2 resources, which you also get from lapis. We had a big backlog of these anyway. And on top of that, I have added a recipe just to smelt the ore, since you get 6 per. It's not quite as efficient as if you fully process it, but I'm okay with it. We get plenty of lapis per microminer, so I think this is going to be just fine. And so I already pre-crafted quite a lot of the components for this as well. We'll just make one for now. But yeah, I pre-crafted like the max batteries and some of the other stuff as well. So yeah, let's just hit the go button and get this 4th. Is this 4th creative item? This craft shouldn't take too long. So yeah, after this, then I think we're gonna move on and make our creative. Wait, not that one. Creative cell. This one. I want to do this one next, I think. So this is more power storages, which we just made for the last one. So we need 4 more of those per cell. Another infinity catalyst, and then a bunch of these thermal expansion energy cells. I did already encode the recipe for these. It's really not too bad, it's just a whole lot of upgrade kits combined with the energy cell. So it's obviously reinforced, hardened, signalum and indium. And the energy cell itself is this alloy smelter, and then this comes from lead plating and rods. These are the vibrant crystals with vibrant alloy plating. And then the basic one is electrical steel, and this is from basic capacitors. So it's fairly nested, but I mean it's pretty easy at this point in the game. Oh, it looks like our energy source just finished. There is no quest unfortunately, but yeah, here we go. Creative energy cell, 4th item. There's not really much use for this, we don't really have much. I mean, I guess we can put it on our ME network, but we'll keep it in storage for now. We still have to craft another 3 of those, I think. Yeah, it's 4 per. Well, 4 for the vending, I mean. Alright, so let's move on to the energy cell. And how many of these do we need? Is it just the 2? Yeah, it's just 2, so maybe let's try and craft 2 of these. First of all, we have to import the recipe. I'm curious if importing this just as is going to let me do it, since the MBT on these energy cells we'll give it a go, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to put in all of these manually. So I wonder how far away we'll be for 2 energy cells. So we need more than double the amount of ruby dust we have. Lead plating. Everything else looks good. I assume just the heart of the universe. 2 hearts of the universe. Okay. Well, we have 2 creation data, so we just need 2 tier 10s. And we have 1 pre-crafted, so can we get another one? We can get another one, awesome. Let's make another tier 10. I'll launch both of those to get both of the hearts. And then what else was it? Lead plates and ruby, that's right. So I'll gather up some more ruby, launch some more microminers. And then hopefully we'll be back once again to craft our 5th creative item. Well, so it's been about 25 minutes since the last clip, and we're still crafting here. I'm basically just balancing everything, sending a bunch of microminers and trying to get everything crafted. It seems like the slowest part is these Lapatron crystals. I'm trying to pre-craft these batteries. I have 4 already. This is the last 4 we need for, well, the second energy cell. I'm starting to realise like how crazy this is going to get, considering we need even more creatives. And these aren't even the most difficult ones to craft either. So yeah, we've still got a wee while to wait while those things craft, so maybe let's start encoding the next ones, I guess. And I think we'll maybe do this, the creative storage upgrade. These don't seem too expensive. I think the heart is the most expensive part of this. And then a bunch of field gens, various tiers, but we're all crafting a lot of this stuff anyway. So I think let's put in the recipe for this, and let's see if we can do this one instead. This one obviously has a lot less assemblers and processing lines and things like that. But yeah, as you can see, I've used like 6,000 wetware boards. But it seems to be holding steady with the new level emitters and the fact that some of the buffers have been filled as well. Actually, I've just had a thought. Since we're extended crafting, I don't really want to take the patterns out. Or, I mean, is anything extended crafting here? No, this is all assembly line stuff, and then yeah, that's the only thing. So I think we're safe to start encoding more recipes at Ultimate. So we want the creative storage, and this shouldn't be an issue in terms of NBT or anything. Actually, is there anything else here we want to encode right now? We might as well, while we have these things out. We can encode the creative drum, and we can start working on this as well. Alright, that's plenty to do for now. You know, the longer this game goes on, this mod pack, the more it changes. So like, in the beginning, we were playing basically vanilla Minecraft up to a certain point, and then it became like all GregTech chemistry, where you were juggling fluids about, and then, yeah, now it's just balance and act between resource generation and resource consumption, and basically just expanding out all your systems. I didn't actually realise how much post-tank work there was in this pack, because unlike Enigmatica, where you get creative tank and then you're basically finished with the pack, yeah, this is quite the opposite. You get creative tank here and you basically play a whole different game. So let's see what it needs for the creative storage. Okay, we're just missing some storage crates. That's easy enough. Good to see. Well, I think we'll be lacking some hearts of the universe, but in terms of infrastructure, we don't need anything else. And what about the creative drum? I assume all the drums. I don't think I'm able to make a lot of these. And are these assembler recipes? No, they're not. Okay. So that's just going to be a lot more encoding as well. So that's titanium, tungsten steel, stainless steel, and bronze drum. And then again, I think we'll just be missing hearts of the universe to actually get the catalysts needed. So if we try and make, maybe let's just make 1 drum just now actually. Well, no, how many hearts of the universe do I have? Because I would like to get the 2 energy cells today. I only have 2, so I do have more tier 9s though. Yeah, 1 more tier 9, and I think I already crafted a bunch more tier 10s. I have 4 of those, so I'll send one more of each, and then we'll get a creative drum as well, I think. So tier 9 for the stellar creation, and then after that we tier 10. And how close are we to these max batteries? Still 2 more to craft, and it's crafting 1. Okay, so we're close to the energy cells. There's the tier 9 finished. We'll send the next tier 10. And let's also make sure we can craft the creative drum. The first of a couple. I don't know exactly how many of these we need, but we'll launch that off as well. This won't take too long, I don't think. Just 4 chaotic cores. And we'll be crafting these in parallel as well, so. You know what, let's actually get out a ultimate crafting table and start laying out creative vending. I think that's not a bad idea actually. So I guess we'll put it behind us here. And we'll grab each of our creative items that we have so far. So right now I guess it's only the creative energy cell. And we'll just start laying this out. So where does this go again? 3rd from, or 4 down. Here. And looks like the creative drum finished without any issues, so we can lay this out on our table as well. Where does this go? Above the energy cell. And actually I think our batteries are almost finished here. Yeah, 1 to craft, so a couple more Lapatron crystals. And as we're approaching the end now, I actually do feel like there's an end in sight. Maybe something will catch us off guard though. But in terms of the base, I don't think there's going to be many more additions. At least to, like, there won't be any more rooms added, so yeah, I've got a lot of building to catch up on here. I did try to make sure that I didn't leave it all till the end. But yeah, I'm not actually sure what I want to do with the exterior. If I really want to commit and actually overhaul all of the exterior. I don't actually know if it's worth it, so let me know on that. Or if you have any ideas for the exterior. But I'll probably do some more building and try and finish off these areas that need finished. Especially this room here. This could do with some walls. And try and tidy up some things between in between episodes. I'll also probably end up putting facades on all of these machines. And that's our batteries finished as well. Let's try to request those 2 creative energy cells. Looks like we got everything. At least we have the batteries, so let's just kick this off. Can we not? Okay, that seemed to have worked. And now we wait. Put all of our automation to the test once again. It does feel really good at this point, knowing that all of these processes we've set up, and now you can just hit the go button and it does everything for you. Okay, after some time, we're on our last few items here crafting. And done. That's our 2 creative energy cells. Shame we don't get quests for these, but yeah. Creative energy, where does this go again? Top and bottom. And we do just need 2, so that's us finished with that recipe at least. Alright, we are actually making some progress now. I think this is where we're going to leave it for today. Next time we'll come back and keep working on our creative vending. I think we'll maybe do some of the more difficult ones like the jetpacks. This is going to require a lot of MBT data management. Like basically manually importing all this stuff, and then we've got all the armor to do. This is going to take forever, but yeah. We've got all that to look forward to, and yeah, a bunch more creatives now still to craft. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for some more Omnifactory.